What's up, everybody? This is Backlog Gaming, and today I have another video about AAA VR for you. Today's video is going to be focused around Kartkraft, that is developed by Black Delta. Now, this game is going to be a go-kart simulator, and not in the sense of cheesy. It's going to be realistic, and it's actually focused around like the pro circuit racing of go-karts. So you're going to have great track conditions, you're going to have great actual tracks, you're going to have great graphics, you're going to have great weather effects, and everything that you have there. What we're going to be looking at today, I'm going to do a couple trailer reactions for you. We're going to take a look at their official website. I'm also going to show you why I think it's going to be a AAA game in VR, and from there give you my overall impressions of the game. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and stick around. Attention to detail like crazy. Sounds so good. Just looks so amazing and so fun. Like, I want to play it. Got track conditions, drifting, obviously. Oh yeah, that's the VR look right there. Jesus fuck. So this was their early access. They went in early access Q1 2016 on Steam. Just, it gives you that Gran Turismo vibe. It gives you that Forza Motorsports vibe. If you're a huge car fanatic, this just makes me grin from ear to ear, because you can just tell how fast these things are. If you've never seen them in real life, they are super, super fast. So it makes me grin that I come from an automotive background with horsepower performance, that I wanted to see an experience with VR, that this makes me smile. Any type of racing simulator, I'm so amped up for VR. It's insane. But let's take a little bit deeper look. One thing that we saw track conditions. So you're going to have weather conditions. We saw rain. You saw the different camera angles that it will offer. So you can kind of see here's the wet track. But you can also see the attention to detail. And like, let's just take an up close shot here. Though this is freeze frame, so if we're looking here, you can fully customize everything on the racer themselves, but you can look at the gloves, they have the lines in them and everything. The steering wheel all looks good. If we back up here to the very beginning and we're just playing it through, you can see right here the brake caliper rotating. You can see all the mechanic functions moving on the actual carts. It's not just a solid line. You actually see it spinning over here, the wheels, where the axle comes out. You also have very big detail right here in the cart, to where I don't believe those are raindrops. I believe they are rock chips. So they're even going to have wear and tear on the carts themselves. But even looking further in, we can see the shoelaces are a different color. The pants, you can see the fabric designs. Very, very, very small details make a very, very fine simulator, which if you put yourself in VR, these finer details are going to increase immersion, which is going to draw you more in. Now, the audio of the actual carts getting ready to go that we have, let's see here, is roughly around this point. That's an actual go-kart noise. So when you have them all by each other too, that's what they sound like. So they sound exactly like that. If you ever heard racing go-karts go, they are loud. They are very, very loud. Same thing with actual race cars. Very, very loud. But it's going to bring you further in that immersion. Overall, I'm looking forward for this game to come out. I'm looking more forward to playing it in VR myself with the Oculus Rift once it launches, or even if it's still in early access. I may start picking these games up as I can find deals on them. I'm kind of gearing up for the launch of VR next month. So okay, so we're here on the developer's website for Kartkraft. Now, this is a very interesting website. I was kind of skimming through it a little bit to make sure we capture everything about the game that they have. So as you can see here, it's going to be about go-karts, obviously, but not any type of go-karts. This is like professional go-kart racing, so it's not something that you should take lightly, and that obviously the competitors of the sport don't take lightly. But look at this guy wiping out right here. Oh man, he's going to be in a world of hurt. So we have a couple pictures here that I want to go over to where it's just showing you in-depth detail and everything. It looks like we have beads of water. These might be, nope, these look like chips and dents in the actual cart from debris being kicked up. You're going to see here where it's touching the ground and hitting it, will actually bend the actual cart. So they have a fairly good setup here on their website. We'll back out. But as you can see, their front page, very enticing, very grabbing. They do have their news listed down below, but mainly they want to talk about the features. Now, this is what we're going to use to dive deeper into the game besides just the pictures of the graphics. From here, there's no suspension, no downforce, no seatbelts. This is real kart racing, so it's going to be more along the lines of a realistic simulator. So there is a more, I guess, lesser version of go-kart racing in VR. There's a title that's being worked on that works with, I believe, Gear VR. That's not as in-depth as this. This is a go-kart racing simulator on every degree, and they kind of give you specific details about it. People may not realize this, but this is faster than exotic supercar racing. So they're going to have different types of specs on how fast everything is. So just to compare it here, a KZ2 racing car capable of reaching 160 kilometers per hour, just 18 millimeters off the ground, accelerating from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 3.1 seconds. You're quicker than the McLaren MP4 12C, and as fast as a Lamborghini, roughly. So put that in perspective when you have that VR headset on and you are having immersion, how this is going to feel. You're going to feel like you're driving a super sport car, but you're actually in a go-kart. So keep that in mind, that even with like Project Cars, which is another VR game that's going to be for car enthusiasts, you may also want to check out Kartkraft. Kartkraft, yeah, the game. So that, keep that in mind with this, is that you're going to be faster than a normal sports car. So also they're going to have art that you can do, so you can kit out your avatar with the latest gear from various sponsors and racing sponsors. From suits, gloves to helmets, you choose the way you look on the track. So you're going to be able to choose visually how your character is represented in the game. And then from there, it's obviously going to have build the ultimate race team. So that's going to bring in the craft part. You buy a cart, create a team, you invite friends to come alongside with you, win races to unlock bigger and better things. So you can get team skins. They mentioned drones and RC cars and more. That's a little bit weird to me. I haven't seen too much of that. So that's kind of interesting. That why would they have drones? I don't know if you're going to be able to make some like crazy game footage with the drone. Maybe your friend can be controlling the drone as you're racing in the race or something like that. That would kind of be cool to get different camera angles. So you're going to have real kart physics. And again, diving into this, it's going to be a go-kart racing game. So there's going to be real physics, and it's a simulator, obviously. So you're going to have just like your Gran Turismos, just like your Forza Motorsports that are and Project Cars are for car racing. You're going to have this for go-kart. So it's going to feel realistic. You're going to hear the motor screaming. It's going to have realistic noises and everything like that. So overall, it's looking really good. Race across the globe from Europe to the US, so you're going to kind of get a wide range. They're going to do a bunch of custom tracks. I'm sure they'll have custom tracks and actual real tracks. So renowned circuits in Italy and in the US that you will be basically looking at in multiple places all over the world. So that kind of gives you an idea of what they're going for and what they can offer. They don't have any type of media on their website besides the pictures at the very front, but we had the trailers earlier to kind of give you even a more in-depth look at the gameplay itself on how the carts operate and how the graphics look and everything like that. So overall, I will say that obviously since this is a seated experience with a VR headset, you're going to feel like you're actually driving the carts. If you add this with a VR steering wheel, you could really get some great immersion. So I'm going to say it's going to utilize the Oculus Rift. Maybe not to its full potential because of the controllers, but it's still going to use its potential as a VR headset. From there, I'm going to say the gameplay's there for what you're looking for. This is realistic physics and everything that you're going to be feeling. It's not arcade-ish. It's not... how do I say this? It's not unbelievable. It's going for that immersion factor. It's going for what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to say the gameplay is going to be mirrored on exactly the image that they're trying to portray. And last but not least, the graphics of the game are top notch. As you can see in countless pictures of in-game, the amount of detail that you're seeing here, just to the decals of the sponsors and everything looks so crisp in the game that there's no doubt in my mind that Kartkraft is going to be a AAA VR game. So that's going to be my impressions, guys. I do recommend this game if you are using VR. I do firmly believe it's going to succeed going forward, just as Project Cars has been doing. But overall, it's one of the nicer games that we've seen so far in the series. I don't understand we're very early in the series, but you gotta admit that they're putting a lot of attention to detail, which is not only going into the graphics, but also the audio and sound, which is a big part of immersion. And from there, even more with the way they're allowing you to customize your character. So that's my impressions of the game, guys. From there, that's going to end this episode of AAA VR. Go ahead and comment down below if you have any suggestions for other games in the series, and I will get back to you. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe for more VR news and gaming news in general. Also, don't forget to share this if you are on Twitter. Go ahead and please tweet it at the developer and tweet it out with other hashtags relating to VR. If you happen to tag me in it at backlog_gaming, from there I will also retweet your tweet to try and generate some more hype around VR, because that's ultimately what we're going for this series. Anyways, that's all I have for you today, and I'll see you guys next time.